Hello, my name is Nicholas Correa. Some know me as Nick. Locally here in Bocas del Toro, Panama, they call me Nico. I'm originally from a little place called Windham, New Hampshire in the US of A.
I'm Victoria Canonico, and I'm originally from Long Island, New York.
Yeah, so we rent a furnished apartment right in the heart of Bocas Town. You know, we are pretty much a 1-minute walk from this beach. One of our favorite things to do to start the day is to walk this beach with our coffee. We take our sandals off, we get our feet in the sand. You know, we like to get grounded for like 45 minutes. We hear it's good for the nerve system and the blood and circadian rhythms. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I'm happy, so it works for me. And you know, we're close to this beach, and this is not a bad beach, but it's far from Bocas' nicest beach. And if we just ride our bikes like 10, 15, 20 minutes, you know, we can get to world-class surf breaks in Paunch Beach and Bluff. And this is on Isla Colon, Colon Island.
This is a great beach for activity. People come here playing soccer, people are playing volleyball, people are running.
You might call it football.
It's a big active beach, so there's a lot of activity going on here.
You know, in 1 week's time right now, they're gonna have the Feria del Mar, and there's gonna be all sorts of exhibitions and concerts on this beach. It's a once-a-year celebration celebrating the calm seas and the beautiful sunny weather of September and October. You walk outside and, you know, there are people blasting calypso and salsa music. Our neighbor Eddie riding around on his bicycle selling bragada, which is like a local codfish cake. Friendly people. We met here in Bocas del Toro. I first arrived New Year's 2010. Ever since I was younger, interested in Spanish and Spanish class and working in restaurants and landscaping in New Hampshire. I got into Caribbean music as well. I'm a musician, and I always wanted to have an adventure outside the United States and live abroad. I was graduating from the University of Tampa in 2009, and this is right during the aftermath of the 2008 housing crisis. Most of my friends with their professional degrees were not getting professional jobs, and I had a couple very special friends that were down here. And this is you know, this is before Instagram and TikTok, but Facebook was very active, and I was seeing their pictures on Facebook. I was hearing the stories about Bocas del Toro, and I said, I'm going right there as soon as I graduate. I met this young lady in 2018. 2018,
I moved to Bocas del Toro in March of 2018. I had vacationed down here at a lodge in one of the outer islands on Bastimentos, and I was so taken. It was on a cacao farm. So taken by all of the edible plants everywhere with incredible nutritional benefits, and you can do so many amazing things with them. And for the cacao, I've worked with chocolate in my cooking career, so I've worked as a chef and always focused on chocolate. So coming and staying on a cacao, and it's a permaculture farm, was incredible. I had great conversations with the owners and moved down here the next year. And I loved seeing beans come from countries all over the world, and I felt like it got me closer to them. So coming down to Panama and seeing the cacao growing down here, and seeing that there's opportunities for advancement for Panama's spot in international craft chocolate, it's exciting.
And I've been a lot of places in Panama, and I really enjoy Panama City. I'm not a city person, but I do like Panama City a lot. And I love Boquete. I mean, living in Bocas, Panama has the best of both worlds. You know, right here in the under the hot Caribbean sun, Caribbean culture, hot beaches, hot parties, and surf and diving. And then 4 hours away, I mean, you could literally have breakfast in Bocas del Toro, and then by lunch you're having world-renowned coffee in Boquete in chilly temperatures, wearing jeans for once, and maybe even a windbreaker. But when it came time to pick a place to live, I mean, for me, there's no better place than Bocas del Toro. Not even that, you have such an expat community here and year-round visitors. People that you'll see come for 3 or 4 months at a time, every year, every surf season. And then you'll have people that, just like myself, that were planning here to be for a few weeks, and then they're here for a decade or the rest of their lives.
What I love the most about Bocas is the people, I would say. The people, the local people who have lived here, the Afro-Caribbean community and the Nobe and Chinese, everybody really comes together so well. And then to add to that, the foreigners that have come in and made their mark and brought in their talents and knowledge. It's really incredible to see what the local population can do for Bocas, and also what foreigners can offer. And I think it really makes the place so eclectic. There isn't a boring person. I think I've met, everyone's got something to say, everyone's got something to do. There's so much energy here, and really great energy. And it's hot, but it's never, like, you always have the ocean breeze. The island isn't very big, so on the hottest days, it's always bearable.
My best experience in Bocas del Toro was one evening doing a concert with a gentleman named Yayo Montana, playing at a bar restaurant here in Bocas Town, meeting a young lady that sells chocolate. She was selling her chocolate in that restaurant. We met, we never looked back. Obviously my best experience. But I would not have been there if it weren't for the experience of becoming the editor of the Bocas Breeze community newspaper. I've been working with the Bocas Breeze since 2012, first writing some articles, doing some advertising, management, sales, and then I became the owner and editor in 2016, and it's been a life-changing experience. And I've got to cover a lot of amazing things. I've got to be directly involved with a lot of really beautiful projects. Most recently, there's been 2 cultural murals, one honoring Louis Russell, who is a pioneer of jazz, born right here on an island across the channel called Caranero, who played with the greats and became basically shaping the genre of jazz music in the US in the 1920s, and he was born here in Bocas. There was a mural dedicated to him, which I was heavily involved with, and then most recently one in honor of Guillermo Sanchez Borbón, also known by his pen name Tristan Solarte. And through that experience, I was able to meet a hero of mine, who is the founder of one of the biggest newspapers in Panama, one of the most prominent newspapers, La Prensa, Mr. Bobby Eisenman.
I would say that my best experience in Panama is starting my own chocolate business. And I've had the wild cane chocolate for about 6 months. I have really enjoyed being able to get to know where I am and visit cacao farms and get to know producers and the experts who are helping them advance their skills. I've had an opportunity to really experiment with a lot of the local plants and cacao all at the same time. One of my favorite things to do is inclusions and infusions of local plants with the cacao here, and having fun with it and experimenting with it, and like I said, you know, bringing my own skills into the cacao producing region here.
Okay, so in Bocas del Toro, in the expat community, you'll find a lot of retirees, jubilados, if you will. Panama immigration programs are very inviting for people to come and retire here and live on their pensions, and the cost of living it usually is very attractive to do so. I wouldn't know anything about that. I came here when I was 22. I first started by teaching English. I've taught in a private school for a few years, taught music, taught English, and I'm a musician. And my main job right now, of course, is the community newspaper of Bocas del Toro and the Bocas Breeze. We report community news, events, and advertise local businesses. Bocas is a super multilingual, multicultural place. So the language barrier is, I mean, if you speak English, a lot of locals speak English, either natively because they come from Jamaican ancestry, or they work in tourism. I came down here pretty fluent in Spanish. You're learning your Spanish?
I'm learning Spanish. I came down here knowing very little Spanish, embarrassingly, but I've been learning it little by little because everybody here speaks so many languages. It's probably happened slower, but I get to meet so many people all the time, and I've had a great chance to be able to practice Spanish, and I have a pretty decent functional Spanish now. I can operate business without asking for help, I think.
Bocatoreños are very, very friendly people, very joyful people. They love life, they love to celebrate. Just in November alone in Panama, with all the national holidays, and you have Bocas Day and Bastimentos Day on top of that, it feels like the whole month is a party. And it's so easy to meet Panamanian friends. I think every expat that is down here has a great network of local friends, whether they speak a lot of Spanish or not, whether these friends are working directly with them, or family of. You walk into many of the bars in town and you'll find a good mix of. Bocas del Toro is safe. Like any other place, it has its petty crime, but it is not dangerous. I always feel safe. I mean, just use your common sense, right? I mean,
yeah. I don't feel like I'm in danger walking at night, by myself. And yeah, it's like you say, you just have to use your common sense.
The only thing missing for me, the thing I miss most, is my family and friends from the U.S. I go back and see them as much as I can. It's been a little while since these pandemic years, hopefully soon. That's the thing I miss most. The internet here is good. It's fine for me, and me being someone who works online most of the day with digital news, always updating the website and social media, from the laptop, from the phone, and our plan costs $35 a month, and it definitely works for us. And our cell phone plans are $22.50 each, which is plenty of minutes, including international minutes, so I'm able to call the US, and that's 5 gigs of data. What's our favorite place? Can we just say Bocas del Toro in general? I mean, I really love riding out to Bluff Beach, or spending a day in Drago, or riding past Bluff, going all the way out to La Piscina.
So beautiful.
Hiking to Polo from Red Frog Beach is a lot of fun. I mean, And then there's something for everybody here in terms of restaurants. You got local Caribbean style cooking. When you go out to Drago, Yaris Nori is a really great place to eat.
I think that there's a different vibe everywhere. So different things for everybody. So I wouldn't say that any place is my favorite place. It's like what mood I'm in. So if you want isolated hiking with best views, you have that. If you have if you want an awesome party, you have that. You want Indian food or Caribbean food. So I think it's just what kind of mood I'm in is what my favorite place is. If I were to leave Panama, I think I would miss the nature here the most. There's just incredibly abundant nature everywhere. The trees and plants growing, just, you know, it's wild. You don't need much to have a plant grow fast or to have a tree grow fast. And the animals, I mean, the turtles, sloths, it's really great to see some of the dogs running on the beach, happy animals here, happy plants, and I think that people here are happier being around all of this nature, so I would for sure miss that the most.
So you're watching this video because you're thinking about moving to Panama. My best advice would be to get down here, experience it for yourself. Take some time if you can, take as much time to visit the towns that appeal to you, to rent, rent a place for a month if you can in each place that you want to visit, and do your research. I mean, of course I'm going to tell you to read the Bocas Breeze, but honestly, it's a good way to get a sense of of life in Bocas del Toro. A lot of new friends that have moved here have told me that they've read it before they came and it's been helpful. Panama Relocation Tours has been helping a lot of people move to Panama, has great information about the country in general, the ins and outs of moving here. Do your research and come visit us. We'll see you when you get here. Bye.